Now today we're going to talk about world problem by solving linear equations. Now after this lesson you know how to solve the real world problem by using linear equations. Now a lot of people told me you are familiar with the arithmetic way to solve problems, but the linear equation is a general way. And if you are familiar with this way, the problem becomes very easier. Okay, let's have a look at today's first question. Okay, now Simon and Mike made 254 runs between them in a cricket match. If Mike made 68 more runs than Simon, how many runs did each of them make? Now, for this kind of description, the first thing is we need to set up the equation. When we set up the equation, the most important thing is the variable. So we have to decide which one is the variable. And also that comes from the last sentence. So for your procedure, we always read the last sentence. Okay? So read the last sentence. Now the last sentence is how many runs did each of them make? So we can say either Simon made X runs or Mike made X runs. It doesn't matter. So let's Simon made X runs. Let's have a look. Okay. So after you read the last sentence, you need to decide which one is X. So X is how many runs did each of them make. Okay. So we have to write let. So let how many runs did each of them make? So we say let the run. Okay, let the runs Simon might be X. After we write this sentence, we can continue to read all the descriptions and then we can set up the equation. Okay, so the first step, you read the last sentence. The second step is we need to read the rest and set up an equation. Okay, now let's have a look at all the descriptions. Now, from this sentence, Simon and Mike made 245 runs between them in a cricket match. Now, can anybody tell me which one is the key words, or the key phrase, or the key expressions in this sentence? That's very good. So there's 254 runs between them. That means they all make 254, which means we have to set up the equation equals 254. Okay? Alright. And also, we have to find out how many runs did Simon make plus how many runs did Mike make. And then we add them together is the total runs they have made. Okay? 254. So from this sentence, we know Simon and Mike made 200 equals 254. So from this description, we can set up this kind of writing. Okay, go on. If Mike made 68 more runs than Simon, so can anybody tell me what is the key words in this sentence? Good. 68 more runs than Simon, which means Mike. Okay, so Mike that's right. Mike made 68 more than Simon, so which means 68 more than. That means 68 more than Simon. Okay, so let's have a look. Simon run X, and then Mike run 68 more than Simon, and then they all together made 254 runs. Okay. Now after we read the descriptions, and then we can set up this equation. Now, the next step after we set up the equation is solve. Okay, we need to solve this equation. Now, when we solve equations, we still want everyone to remember the B and C we have learned before. Okay, so B and C, or we have F in the front, fraction. So I say that again. F means fraction. Okay, you have to solve any terms with fraction. B, remove bracket. Okay, and we need to move terms. Okay, collect like terms. And then coefficient. Make that 1. Alright, so we just follow these steps. Now, for this question, we don't have any fractions, we don't have bracket, so we need to move terms. So when we move terms, we need to have all the x on the left-hand side. So that is x plus x. And then we move all the numbers to the right. 254 take away 68. Okay, and then we collect like terms. So x plus x is 2x. Now we have to look at the right-hand side. 254 take away 68, which is 186. Okay, and then the last step, we need to make the coefficient 1. So x equals 186 divided by 2. So the answer is 93. Which means Simon made 93 runs. Alright, so the last step, we have to restate the question. Okay, restate the question. The question asks you to find out how many runs did each of them make. So we have to write Simon made 93 runs. Okay, don't forget, the question asks you to find out how many runs did each of them make. You do not only solve for Simon, you have to solve for Mike. Okay, so Mike made 93 plus 68 equals 161 runs. And then we finish these questions. Now let's have a look at the next one. Okay, now firstly, I would like everyone to read the questions and then follow these 4 steps. Set up your let and also set up your equation. Okay? Now don't forget, when you do this practice, I would like everyone to circle the keywords in each sentence. I will ask you these questions later. Okay? Let's get started. Okay, now let's have a look at this question. Now we still follow what we have taught just now. The first step, read the last sentence. The last sentence is find the number of hours of TV watched by Rick. So we can easily set up the variable x. So let, we always write let. Okay? So let the number of hours of TV watched by Rick be x, which means x hours by Rick. Okay. Now, after we read these, write this sentence, we're going to have a look at the rest of the description and then set up an equation. Now, let's read the first sentence. 3 friends, Rick, Kate, and Sue, compared how much TV they watched at home in a week. From this sentence, we know we have 3 friends here. So, probably for the hours, I have to do 1 part plus 1 part plus 1 part equals something. Okay, because they have 3 friends. Okay, let's have a look at the second sentence. Kate watched 3 times the amount of TV that Rick watched. So from this sentence, which one is the keyword? Very good. So 3 times. 3 times means 3 lots of Rick's hour. Okay? Now, 3 times also means multiplication. If Rick watched X hours, Kate watched 3 times, which means 3x for Kate. Okay? And also, Sue watched 4 hours less TV than Kate. Anybody tell me where is the keyword? Good. The keyword is 4 hours less. Okay? So 4 hours less means we have to do takeaway. Okay? Takeaway. Times is multiplication. Less means takeaway. Okay? Now, we know how many hours did Kate watch here. Kate watched 3x hours. So Sue watched 4 hours less than Kate, which is 3x takeaway 4. So this is for Sue. And then in total, that's correct, in total, add them together equals, they watched 45 hours of TV. 45 hours. And also we can see we have 3 friends, so we miss Rick. But for Rick's expression, that is very easier because Rick only watched X hours. Okay, now we double check. On the left hand side, we have the hour that Kate watched, the hour Sue watched, and the hour Rick watched. And then this is hour plus hour is total hour. So that makes sense. Alright? Now, after we set up all the description, you see, we just circled all the keywords. And also here, total watched 45 hours total. After this, we can solve the equations, okay? By using FBMCC. No fractions, we start from bracket. We have bracket. We get rid of the bracket. For this equation, we say 3x, we do not move. I still write that down. Take off the bracket. It's a positive sign in the front. We do not do anything for the bracket. So we just copy down whatever it is. Okay? I need to remind everyone here, if you have the negative sign, you need to change all sign inside. Okay? Right, let's continue. Plus x equals 45. And then move terms. X terms, very good. They are all on the left hand side. So 3x plus x equals 4 should be on the right hand side. 45 plus 4. Alright, so double check and move, I change. And move, I change. Okay? Now, collect like terms. 3, 1 is 7x equals 45 plus 4, 49. So x equals, the last step, make coefficient 1, 7. Okay, after we solve the equation, we have to restate the question. The question asks you the number of hours of TV watched by Rick. So we can easily answer Rick. Watched 7 hours. Okay? Now, if the question asks you how many hours did Kate or did Sue watch, you just continue to work it out. Alright? By substituting 7 into 3x and 3x take away 4. Good. Now, finally, before you start doing your practice, and I would like to emphasize on all the steps. So we have 2 sets of steps. The first step is how to write the linear equations. So you have to read the last sentence and get the x. And then read the rest and set up the equation. Solve the equation and restate the question. That is one set to solve the problem. And when you solve the actual problem, I want everyone to follow the set of how to solve a linear equation, FB and CC, this way to support you to solve the equations correctly. And then you solve the real world problem. Now next lesson we're going to talk about more complex questions by using linear equations.